Hey everyone, I want to go over how I have been fighting Laurence sometimes on my BL4 no-hit runs. You can see it's BL4, I've got 2 stamina runes and a useless Viscera rune. Of course the weapon's plus 10 with the best gems that I can find in the base game actually, those aren't even from the DLC. And the pistol is upgraded slightly, but I don't use it here. I'm just going to adjust the volume a little bit. What I'm going to be employing here for the first and second phase is something that's known as corner-to-corner strategy. I learned this by watching other Bloodborne challenge runners. You see, I eat a pellet and a bolt paper, and I do R1, L1, and I run away to the next corner, hence the corner-to-corner strategy. We're going to do this for a while. It's very freaking boring. I saw this done on a leveled run, and I came in here and experimented with BL4, and I found that I can get 5 exchanges out of him. This is number 3, and the leg always breaks on 3. But I can get a total of 5 before I have to reapply the buff. So this will be swing or exchange number 4. And I'm just going to repeat this. You don't want to hang out there, because if he aggroes to you and starts another attack, this entire loop will be broken. If you keep it up, he will just repeat the same move, and you won't have to deal with phase 1 or 2. So you can see I'm flicking the quick items, because even though I still have some buffs left, I'm going to wait, because they are going to run out, and I don't want them to run out in the middle of me swinging. So I just do a pass by with no damage to him. I wait for an opportunity to rebuff, and we are going to do 5 more. It's just the same rinse and repeat process. Now what we're going to do in third phase is a little nauseating. It gets dizzy. This is something one of my viewers showed me. I don't know who to give credit to for who figured it out. I've been playing around with it. It's very strange. It's kind of cool. It's not something that I feel 100% comfortable with, but we'll get to that when that happens. For now, we're just going to do the same thing we did from the start. We're going to run back and forth from corner to corner. We're going to do an R1, L1 each time, and we're going to reset. Right underneath the arm every single time. I found on BL4 through testing that this takes a total of 15 exchanges with Laurence doing this before he will lose his legs and go into the final phase. So what I'm actually going to do in the third round of these exchanges, I'm going to hit him only 4 times, and I'm going to run back and forth until my buff runs out, so I can reapply it right before we go into third phase. It's not much help, but it's better than nothing. So you can see again, that's another 5, so that's 10 total. Now I'm going to reapply my buff for the last 5. Same thing, R1, L1, spinning the camera as I run through to make sure that I hit him. I'm not locked on, that would be a death sentence. This boss is really hard on BL4 no hit. I mean, he's hard period, but on BL4 no hit, he's just one of my least enjoyable fights. And the visibility is pretty bad. You know, he gets against a wall in any of the phases and the camera gets screwy. I just hate it. So this is something I've been doing. You know, it's not the most reliable thing for me. Some days I just don't feel like doing it. More so the third phase, which you will see here coming up. So we're just rinsing and repeating the same thing over and over and counting in our heads. 5 of those exchanges per buff cycle until the final cycle of 5, and then you can see I run right by. I want my buffs to wear off. So I've only hit him 4 times. This is a total of 14 altogether. Now my buffs have worn off. Just to play it safe so I don't get pancaked, I'm going to run by one more time. And I will reapply here. Now what's going to happen after I hit him the final 15th time? His hand's going to explode, and I'm going to take a 16th exchange. You'll see 1, 2, and right here is 16, and he loses his legs. That's some extra damage there. Now watch where I position myself. He's going to do a back swipe, and I'm going to roll it. Whoop, and I'm going to go hit his arm once, and he's going to repeat the back swipe, and I'm going to repeat that. And we're going to go in a loop and try not to throw up on our keyboards, because this is nauseating. You know, if you're doing a leveled run, I don't know, if you're like me, I like learning every cool thing I can about Bloodborne, whether I use it ever, or I use it only on a no-hit run, or only for fun runs, or whatever. I like to know as much as I can. I was very fortunate a viewer of mine sent me this clip. They actually asked me, how come you don't do the Phase 3 Laurence loop? And I said, what the hell is the Phase 3 Laurence loop? And they sent me this YouTube video. It didn't belong to them. I don't remember the name, so I surely didn't invent this, but it's something I mess around with. You got to kind of get back over there and hit his arm and roll, and you got to watch that little hand underneath. Look, you can roll right into it, and you will instantly die. If you roll it too close, you can also roll into the fire that's leaking from his waist. And it's just a dizzying and disorienting loop if you can keep it up. There's quite a few times here that I actually miss my attack, but as long as my roll is on time and in the right direction, we can do this forever. I did mess around with this on a leveled run, and of course it would have been long done by now. But this is BL4. I don't have any more active buffs. Even if I did, I'm not really building a beast pellet here, hitting his arm with one R1 attack at a time. But here we go, we're getting close, and it's always one of those things. I start to see that his health is getting close, and then I start to play worse. I'm really trying to hold it together here. But this is the Phase 3 loop, as I was shown, and the first two phases are essentially eliminated by doing the corner to corner. So I thought I'd make a little video explaining this. It does take a while to get used to this, the timing, the rhythm, the angle, and all that junk. But if anybody was curious, because I do this on live streams, and people always ask, like, what the hell, how did you figure that out? And I always have to explain to them that, number one, I didn't figure it out. Number two, it took a lot of practice to even get somewhat close to consistent with this. So there you go. Enjoy.